Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Higurashi. Last time we got the Hanyu twist. Hanyu was Rita the whole time, she just didn't know it. And now Hanyu's like, alright, I carried you this far, Rita. Put you back in the driver's seat, take us home, but will she get home? I don't know. Takano's coming down the mountain. There might be a final face-off between the two. 1v1. That'd be crazy. But yeah, let's just get right into this. Then I was standing in the ritual storehouse with my feet firmly on the ground. It's been so long since I had my own body. My heartbeat, blood flow, and air inside my lungs, somehow it all felt so nostalgic. You know what's crazy? I now realize what Ghost Rita was last episode, or 2 episodes ago, whenever they showed it. It was actually... So Hanyu realized that she was Hanyu, so she's still able to use her ghost powers like she did in Matsubayashi. So it wasn't actually the Rita talking from above, it was just Hanyu using her ghost powers to like talk invisible. I get it. Or not invisible, but like invade the radio waves like she did in Matsubayashi. So that was cool. Now that I got it. Even the stiff pain of my sprained ankle felt a little endearing. Yeah, I carried your ass this far. All you gotta do is finish it, Rika. You don't even need the bloodhounds, honestly. They're already cooked. And I guess the ghost Rika confronting Takano. Was that like Rika or Hanyu Rika? Because it could be either now. Hey, finally got the Hanyu sprite back. When I looked up, I suddenly turned toward Hanyu. She had a calm smile on her face as she waited for my reply. That's right. It's not over yet. There's still something I have to do. A whole lot of people are still fighting with all their strength and all their heart for my sake, for my happiness. I mean, to be fair, Rita was doing stuff. I'm kind of memeing with Hanyu. She was actually giving some good advice, communicating telepathically with all the club members, coming clutch for some of the advice. And we've carved a path through destiny, all thanks to Hanyu, of course. So, now it's my turn. For the sake of my friends who carved out my path through destiny, I'm gonna carve out a path for them too. And at the same time, unless we close the curtain on this tragedy, this comedy that has gotten so many people involved, she won't allow it to end. So... Oh, they know Takano's coming. Okay. 1v1. Well, 1v2, technically. With Hanyu. 今度こそ力を貸してもらってもいいかしら。もちろんなのです。理科の未来、部活メンバーの未来、そして For cream puffs. For everyone's future, close enough. Let's steer this endless journey toward the goal, with me and her on opposite sides of the coin of fate. Bam. The sky turned dark and the air was rapidly beginning to cool off. This would be the last chance. Okanodi felt that instinctively. Okanodi already knew that the H-173 dispersal operation failed, but he made a point not to inform Takano of the fact. Yeah, she'd probably just lose it even more. It wouldn't make a difference if he informed her now, and he wanted to reach the summit just as much as Takano anyway. Right now, Okanodi was just thinking about one thing. The ringleader that made today the worst day of his life, he didn't want to admit defeat until he managed to fire at least one arrow in revenge. The battle was already lost. The only one who thought otherwise was the princess, although even she thought it was hopeless. The squad members fell prey to all sorts of traps and surprise attacks, so Okanodi permitted all of the injured and the soldiers who wanted to leave to retreat, aside from his personal squad. The police and the Sonozaki group members were probably waiting at the end of the mountain trail to apprehend them. The princess was still acting hot-blooded despite her serious injuries, so he had her taken away under the guise of medical treatment. Otonodi and the rest of the team were so exhausted it was hard enough just to walk. Even if they could locate the enemies, the few remaining men didn't have the energy to fight. Eventually, the slope gradually became gentler, and the survivors of the mountain gods arrived at the forestry hut near the summit. Is there gonna be another Mion 1v1? The forest opened up a little, but the sky was completely obscured by overgrown tree branches and leaves. Thanks to that, the airflow was poor, and the soft grass underfoot felt humid. Their opponents also seemed to know everything was beyond ruin. Their numbers, their strength, at this point they were inferior in every capacity, so even if they met with all their forces, the outcome wouldn't have been surprising. All of the children who had driven the mountain gods to ruin today were here. They fought today with all their might, despite being overwhelmed from beginning to end, and even though they should have exhausted all their physical strength, they were still standing tall. God only forgives the victor, the honor of victory is in spirit.
ようやく会えたな。チキショー。あんたが山犬のリーダーってやつかい？そうさ。そこにいるのは俺がさらったお嬢ちゃんじゃねえか。
Otonodi put strength into his heavy arms to point his pistol toward Keiichi and the others, and on that cue, all the squad members behind him held their guns up at once.
山犬の大鳥ワンことおこのぎだ。お前らのリーダーに敬意を表する。名前を聞かせてくれ。
Oh yeah, I guess Keiichi's the leader now, so it's not even gonna be a Mion 1v1. It's up to Keiichi.
前原圭一。
Alright, fair enough. Let's see if he got what it takes. Keiichi took a step forward as he said that. This operation was actually being led by Mion and Satoto, but he likely wanted to keep the guns off them.
いい目をしてるな。羨ましくなるぜ。
Otonodi smiled as he muttered that, speaking from the heart. He had clear eyes that shined in the dark. The strength of his will was dazzling, reflected in those eyes. Otonodi wondered if he ever had eyes that looked like that. But thinking that was telling of his age, he shrugged his shoulders and bitterly smiled to himself.
とりあえずまだどんなトラップが残されているのか知らねえが、ホールドアップだ。手を挙げて全員一列に並べ。
In response to that order, Keiichi and his friends gently raised their hands and had a peculiar look on their face as they moved into a line. 1, 2, 3, 4 people? 4?
おい、フルでリカはどうした？
He's trying to realize that it's actually good luck that he sent Tatano down.
リカちゃんは足を怪我してな。
Alright,
近くの
well.
小屋で休んでいる。
Actually, do they even know she left?
言
Maybe
ってる
not.
けど、周りにもトラップが盛大に仕掛けられているから、下手に近づくと悪夢を見るぞ。もうとっくに悪夢だよ。正直言って、もう俺たちはリカ城には関心
Doesn't
ない。
really matter. Well, Tatano is, but Otonodi just wants to beat the leader.
むしろお前たち。特に
Oh,
こ
Satoto.
のトラップを仕掛けたその子の方だ。
The genius herself.
あらあら、それは申し訳ございませんわね。
The little genius.
私、男性の好みには結構うるさいんですの。
Yeah, let's not do the Otonodi et Satoto pairing.
はっきり言ってあなたは、私のストライクゾーンで言えば、敬遠級というより、牽制級ですわ。
Okay, dude. I mean, you don't need to diss him.
キャッチャーにも向かっていませんわよ。
言ってくれるな。ここのトラップ
I
は
mean, you can
外
diss him,
国の
though.
戦
It's
場でも
fine.
お目にかかれない恐ろしい代物だ。
Yeah, but to be fair, a lot of the traps are memes. I mean, they're like really psychologically damaging, but they're not like killing traps.
よくもまあお前たちは平気
If
な
they're
顔
actually
で動
killing
き回れる
traps,
もんだと。
this battle would have ended so much faster.
ちょっとしたコツですわ。所詮人が仕掛けたものは、人に見抜けないものではございませんから。
That's why I am not a human. I am a Satoto. Satoto generously tilted her head to the side and smiled as she said that. Based on that smile, Okanori recognized that was a trap set up even here, but after a quick check he couldn't find anything that looked like a switch by his feet. Then, maybe above? He looked up as he pondered that, but the visibility was so poor he couldn't clearly see. What should he do? Move forward or force them to come to him? You have a gun pointed at them. Just shoot if you want to win. If they shoot, it's GG. You don't need to move at all. Technically. Or maybe just open fire straight ahead. No, that would be far too humiliating. What do you mean, bruh? I mean, it's not honorable, but like... what is honor at this point? Just take your dub, get arrested by the police, then there you go. After feeling lost for a while, Okanori ultimately opted to drive them into a corner, preventing them from running or fighting back. Keiichi and the others calmly followed the order and slowly squatted down until they were lying on the ground. Yeah, I wouldn't approach them, honestly. I don't know what you would do if you're not just trying to shoot them. Maybe like make them come to you? But even then, that gets them into melee range, and they have some melee fiends on the squad, so I don't even know. Okanori considered taking some of them hostage and using them to get by the police. He suddenly felt like there was something odd the way Satoto lay down in front of him. That moment. Oh no, shouldn't have went for the lane strat. It was all part of her plan. GG. Doesn't even need a 1v1 against Keiichi. He heard the sound of a rope tightening and then multiple paper blades came swinging from all directions with tremendous momentum, gliding right in front of him. How the fuck do paper blades have momentum? And there was some flower-like substance packed inside. No, the flower itself was the weapon. It was scattered throughout the air by its stream momentum, bathing the surrounding area in a white haze. Deserved, man. Bro should have just shot his shot. And in this weak invisibility, he could see the bats of Keiichi and the others as they ran as fast as possible. Angry subordinates held up his rifle while coughing. That moment, Okanori recalled something he heard in a lecture on military exercises. An enclosed space, at constant temperature, with dust and a gunshot acting as an ignition source? Is that real? Does that work with flour? I actually have no idea. It's not dust, it's flour. Does flour ignite? I mean, obviously it does burn. Can flour explode? Oh, I spelled flour wrong? Fair enough. Flour explodes when its particle becomes suspended in air in a dust cloud and then ignited. Perfect. Okay. Oh shit, don't fire. You guys are about to die. Talk about deadly traps. This would actually kill them. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Don't light a match while if a flower cloud happens, I guess. This is gonna kill them. I don't know what a dust explosion is. Maybe it won't kill them. It's too late. Fucking nukes the mountain. Shit. God damn it. As I desperately descended the mountain path, oh, we're back to Tatano POV, and headed toward the shrine where the medical staff was stationed, I began crying without realizing it. No, don't cry, man. You hate to see it. The tear came spilling down my mud and blood-soaked face. My throat ached, my wrists, and my back too. No, my whole body felt sore, like I had been bitten all over by insects. It was painful and unpleasant. I've been scratching at it all this time, and a slimy feeling came overflowing from inside. How obnoxious, how irritating. Was this flowing liquid sweat, mud, or my own blood? I was too miserable and exhausted to even make certain of that. Every time I inhaled, I felt sharp pain in my stomach, probably a cracked rib. My feet were unfamiliar with hiking, so they'd been streaming for a while now. Every step I took, the soles of my feet felt fierce pain like walking barefoot. My heels and toes were crushed to the point of blisters and bleeding. My knees were shaking like they had no power left in them, and my senses were so completely dulled that I wanted to doubt these were my feet to begin with. Where did I go wrong? What went wrong? Who on earth made this mistake? I desperately thought about the cause, got angry, sweared, and sneered at it. And when I ran out of breath from all my ranting and raving, I felt a sense of emptiness. How much time and effort did I spend to get to this position? How much pain and humiliation did I have to endure until I could build up this strength? Nobody else knew, they couldn't. Only I knew. I alone had been holding on to that. And yet, the thing I dedicated my life to, that I was finally about to obtain, was so fragile that it could be broken down by the power of just a few children. I mean, it's not really true, to be fair, but yeah. Especially, even in this arc, I mean, the police did a lot. In Atasaka. How cruel, how sad, how lonely, how trying, how cold, how painful. So much that I want to die. However... She is struggling to talk still. I let out a disgraceful howl while sobbing, and yet I clung to my life. If I die here, if everything ends here, what was I even born for, and why did I live until now? Yeesh. Both my parents died. I was left all alone and sent to a hellish facility, and it was my grandpa, Hifumi Takano-sensei, who rescued me. He had been pouring his heart and soul into Hinamizawa syndrome research. And I've been working hard up until today to inherit the will of the person who managed to give me happiness, to make his work known to people all over Japan, no, the world. But if I die, if I'm eliminated from society, who is going to remember Hifumi Takano? Who will continue to recall the proof that he and I once lived? So I'll go on living. Live, 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 live. I'll definitely survive this. And even if I'm dragged through the mud, even if I'm looked down on and despised by people all over the world, I'll regain my power and come back here. And then I'll definitely get my revenge. Against this village, these people, this time, and fate itself. Get her a Halls, man. Her voice is so stuffed now. It makes me sad. Because she has my favorite voice. One v one time. Eventually, the mountain trail came to an end and I arrived at the shrine grounds. The whole area was calm and quiet, but the medical team was nowhere to be seen. I no longer even felt betrayed. They were all pitiful sinners. When I return here, I'll personally purge them like the worms they are. Right. They're just like the people of this village. I don't even blame Muraden for being mad at the Mountain Dogs. They're just trash. They're the worst special forces team ever, man. It's unlucky. A whole slew of stupid, miserable people who are so consumed by their ancient traditions and endemic disease that they become slave to their psycho or sycophant. How do you say that word again? Sycophant, I think, but I just want to Google it. Sycophantic. I was right. They're sycophantic thoughts. Cowardly, ignorant people who want to be ruled by some king rather than challenging the rules of their society. So I will return to Hinamizawa, and when I do, my ideals will be realized. It will be a literal utopia. How's it a utopia if, like, everyone's dead? Here I will become a god and my curse will forever be passed down and carved into history. A savage god, awakened from a long slumber thanks to the Dam War, who will curse the non-believers on the sacred night of Watanashi. Those events, years after year, accumulated in the resurrection of that god. It's the revival of Oyashiro-sama's influence. Let them regress to their primitive fear of the curse. And when no one doubts the curse of Oyashiro-sama, I will be completely revived. I will burst from the belly of the old corpse and come back to this world. When Oyashiro-sama's wrath is invoked, the gates of hell will come open, spouting an overflowing miasma that will slaughter everyone. That final judgment will be a curse born from my own two hands. I will remain. My name, my undertaking, and my curse will remain, and then my existence will be defied in this forsaken land, or deified in this forsaken land. And those who escape the curse will continue to fear it and pass that fear onto the others. I will sublimate into the collective consciousness of humanity and transcend. I am Oyashiro-sama. I am the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Worship me and be fearful. I am creating not only death, I'm writing history. History will speak of this curse and remember my existence forever. I am the curse itself, even as my body rots, my legend will endure forever. My existence is now eternal. Curse yourselves and curse your powerlessness. Realize my greatness. I already do. I am Oyashiro-sama. Though this is kind of slanderous, Hanyu's fuming right now. I am a god now. Even if my body is destroyed, I will receive eternal life as my tale is told across the land. Alright, here we go. Final confrontation. Slowly, I turned toward the voice that came from behind my back. And back there was her, my greatest enemy. She is so fucked up right now. Jesus Christ. At least her voice is fixed. Save her and get her hat back, man. I missed the hat, the funny little hat she had. With a grin and unpleasant laugh, Tatsuno glared at me with a sharp gaze. Dark red blood was still flowing down her forehead, and the wound on her arm made her uniform sticky and wet. But Tatsuno paid it no regard as she pulled the handgun from her breast pocket and held it up. Oh shit. The Blicky. Isn't it? Actually, I guess that was only in the anime, right? It was like gold. Ein Japan. I like this. Got a thumbnail. It's odd that she's even able to stand at all. Her right foot was moving unnaturally, like she had been dragging it while walking. Probably broken. Dude, that log really fucked her up. She got hit by a log and just fucking got blasted across. There was also faintly moist sound to the coffin leaking of her mouth. The blood flowing from the edge of her lips suggested her lungs were probably damaged. Well, if Rita dies, do they still have to do it or no? I think they might still do it. The emergency manual. Oh, I guess not. Wouldn't they still be scared though? The gun swayed left and right in Takano's trembling arm, as though it was resisting further abuse. Given the circumstances, I couldn't help but feel sorry for my most hated enemy. Can use this one too. Panic Takano.
私は一番大嫌いなのよ。子供のくせに人を見下すように冷め切った目で私を見るな。私はここに来るまでに数えきれ
Yeah,
ない
it's alright, Tatano. He already won like 1,000 times in other universes. Just take the final L. It's alright. You got that like 99% win-loss record.
あなたに殺されてひなみ沢症候群の生贄とされる運命をもう何百何千とね。どんなに努力しても知恵を絞ってもあなたに負けて殺されて、私の運命はあなたに殺されることなんだって少しずつ諦めかけていたのも事実よ。何を言ってるのよ。あなた頭おかしいんじゃないの。何を電波が入ったようなわけのわからないことをつらつらと。高野、あなたの強い意志と信念の力は本心からすごいと思っている。神に戦いを挑みサイコロの目をどんな手段を用いてでも自分の思い通りに動かそうとするそのたくましさ、今ならわかる。
You think Rita's gonna stop the bullet again? Or is that too cheesy? Like last time she stopped the bullet. I think in the anime she curved the bullet, but in this one she stopped it. Or in the visual novel she stops it. Will it happen again?
私はあなたを憎んでいたんじゃない。きっと羨んでいたのね。
True. It's like the opposite of Rita, who's just rolling for luck, while Tatano just made sure to have like the best possible scenario in life through hard work.
悪いことをそれ以上言うな。
Oof. She's too wobbly, man. Tatano put the trigger, and she's firing with one hand, man. Got the gangster aim. I guess can she even lift her other hand? Maybe not. It's pretty bloody, right? Tatano pulled the trigger and fired a bullet at me, but thanks to her unsteady aim, it flew right past me without leaving a scratch. Deep breaths. Steady. Killer.
長かった。本当に長い時間をかけてようやくここにたどり着くことができた。でもね、そんな
It would be really funny if Rita just died.
分かったことがある。
Because it doesn't really matter since Miotsukushi-hen's the canon ending.
運命は意志の強いものに惹かれ。
But I mean, obviously, it's not gonna happen here. I hope Tatano lives, though. Like, this is one of the good endings, but, like, people have been dying. Like, Teppei died, Rina died. I know, who the fuck cares? I mean, I kinda care. But, like, the fact that the villains are dying means, Tatano might die. And also, Otonogi might have just died. I don't know what a flower dust explosion does, but he might have just got toasted, so... Don't kill her, please. Also, Tomotaki might actually just be dead, too. At this point.
そしてそれをあなたは自分で気づいてたった一人でやり遂げようとした。
Otherwise, he might have, like, showed up, like, a lot sooner. But we'll see.
だからすごい。だから尊いと思える。は？
Steady your shots.
だから何？それを私に言って、一体あなたは何を期待してるっていうの？
She's yapping, or walk closer so it's easier to hit her.
認めてくれてありがとう。
Is this different? No, I think this is the same, but just in case. Can I get all the thumbnail options?
あなたは心の広い人ね。なんて惨事の言葉。でも大あいにくさまね。私はあなたが憎くて憎くて仕方がないし、まだ負けたと思っているわけでもない。だからどれだけ命乞いしようと、どれだけ口先だけでごまかそうとしても、私はあなたを一生に憎んで恨んで。
Based?
そして殺してやる。
Do it.
できるかしら。
I
花田、
don't think she can. Yeah.
そんな傷だらけの体で。
小沢だ、小娘が。
Third shot. 4, 5, 6. That's it. No, dude. She spammed. Never spam. Fucking Rita didn't even need to use Hanyu's power to stop the bullet. She just missed. Oh, tragic.
さっきから。
Because you're like half dead and you're using one hand. There's no mystical shit happening.
それは
No.
私の意志の力。
No, it's just she's dead. It's not the same.
誰かのために生きたいと思い、そして
Or maybe that has to do
誰
with
か
it a
の
little
幸
bit,
せ
you
を
know?
守りたいと願う。誰にも負けない、
Should just walk
決して
closer,
譲る
man.
ことのできない強い心。それを打ち破れないのはあなたの意志の力が足りないことの証。だから弾丸が私に当たらない。私を殺すことができないってこと。
ふざけたことを。
Okay, now walk up and start hitting her with the pistol. Don't give up yet. You still got this, Tatuna. Oh, I think she's doing it! Oh, wait, no, Wait, she has another magazine. Alright, 6 more bullets. Surely she won't miss all 6 shots again. Tatuna swapped out the magazine on her pistol by beating it against her crippled right hand. Now that's badass. And then she raised her gun once again, but the strength in her feet gradually dwindled. She wobbled and fro, fighting as hard as she could not to fall down.
意志の力が足りない。足りないだと？
And she still seems pretty willful, honestly.
ふざけるな。私がここに来るまでにどれほどの辛酸をなめ、泥をすすり這いずるように生きてきたか、貴様にわかるのか。私は
Am I...
ずっと信じてきたんだ。
I was gonna say, did she always have that? But maybe she did. And it was just covered when she had her, like, shawl on. Because she's missing the hat and the shawl thing. The little
それが
armband.
心血を注いで調べ上げた南沢症候群の研究の素晴らしさを、これを世間に知らしめて、おじいちゃんの考えが正しいことをバカにして踏みにじった連中にも認めさせるために人生の全てを捧げてきたんだ。
That's the one thing about her plan, right? Well, I guess she doesn't expect to, like, get killed by Tokyo after this, but, like, the whole crux of her plan is turning into, like, a living god by, like, killing everyone in the village and being Oyashiro-sama's curse, but that doesn't really, like, show her grandfather's research. But I'm guessing, like, after that, she probably, like, plans on, like, publishing that and shit, but she just gets killed by Tokyo normally, so...
どれだけ努力してきた。
So it never, like, really works ever. Besides maybe, like, Sotsu. Post-therapy, maybe she gets to show it off. I don't know. I just assumed that's the happy ending for everyone, right?
その私に向かって意志の力が弱かったなんて侮辱。その口を引き裂いてでも
Do it.
吐き気させてやる。
Do it.
そう
Yeah, hell
な
yeah.
ら来るがいい。
What is this music?
運命を信じ自ら神に取って代わろうと思うのなら、その正し
Do
さ
it.
を己の手で見せてみ
Take
ろ。
back your place, you know? The Tatano Lambda Delta theory's kind of in shambles post-Sotsu. Take it back. Become Lambda again. She has 6 more bullets, right? Don't miss! Wait, oh shit. Okay, good shot finally? In a fit of rage, Tatano pointed her gun straight at me, and she pulled the trigger. The bullet was fired directly at my chest. Oh, here's the Hanyu bullshittery. Alright. I can see it. Nevertheless, in the state of frozen time, I could clearly see the lead bullet rushing straight toward me, along with the distorted ripples emanating from behind it. Yes, this is the will of Miotsukushi now. It was the embodiment of the black soul that opened its jaws to consume the fate I believed in. Based? And I was standing before this overwhelming power that I had never once overcome, always succumbing to my fate. But it's different now. I abandoned that weak, hesitant Rita Fude along with those abominable memories of the past. I've thrown it all away. Plus I have Hanyu who can stop time. So I won't be afraid. I'll show you I can grab hold of my fate, my future with my own 2 hands. We got options. Though I really want to use the Tatano one. Hopefully they have a non-inverted version of this. It's kind of cursed. I was tied up in a wall of air, trying to rob my body of freedom. The ripples of dark fate right in front of me had my limbs entangled, so even if I wanted to move, my reactions were slow like I was made of lead. But this is not the power of a god, and it's not something fate decided. This is the power of Miotsukushi-hen's will put into action. In other words, it's not absolute. In fact, Keiichi already showed me that. The only way to escape these shadows is to overcome that will. Yeah, bro. People... Again, Tatano, it's just GG, man. It's unlucky. Kids are literally just dodging bullets like it's the Matrix in this arc. It's unfair. A bullet that should have headed straight into my chest went off toward an empty area in an instant. And I had moved about 30 centimeters to the right. Tatano's eyes were open wide as we faced one another. 5 more shots? How many times can she dodge a bullet, though? Surely she can't spam it. It's called strategy, alright? There's a difference between strategy and god powers. To be fair. To be fair! One's a little more unfair. Yeah, it wasn't really a fair. Okay, to be fair, she did break her promise. You know, that's some war crimes over there about like demanding a hostage trade and then just killing everyone. Anyways, okay, you got her there. Try her by international law. And she was, you know. Third shot. Tatano let out a wild scream as she continued aiming and pulling the trigger, but having assimilated with the power of Hanyu, this will was not an absolute threat. It was merely a ball of lead. Okay, so she can actually spam the time stop. It's actually GG. Sorry, Tatano. Just wrap it up. Wrap it up, run to the police and surrender so you don't die. Thank you. This would be such a funny scene if this was in the anime. Just Rika fucking, from Tatano's POV, she's just like teleporting around. Like, what the fuck is happening, man? Can't really do anything now. It's not even the power of will anymore. It's just god powers, right? Music goes hard though. Yeah, literally. But she's not a person. She's not a person. She is a god. No. That's it. Keep going, honestly. Willpower. A vicious bullet passed right beside me, sending my dark hair flying like an explosion. Do you have another clip? Oh, she does. I think she's gonna try to stop her then. But can you Rita just stop her any time? Just time stop and like punch her or something. In the next moment, I heard the sound of Tatano's pistol firing empty. Tatano clipped her tongue and then momentarily turned her gaze away as she tried to replace the magazine. Now, again, couldn't you just time stop and hit her? I don't get it. Seizing that opportunity, I quickly shortened the distance, but maybe there's like a limit to it, like distance-wise. And I guess if you're too close, maybe like you can't activate it in time. I quickly shortened the distance between Takano and myself. Thanks to my sudden approach, she was slow to aim the pistol in her right hand, so I clasped my hands and swung them as hard as I could. The pistol was flung out of Takano's hand by the surprise attack. It landed over on the cobblestone path in the shrine grounds, and I immediately jumped over to grab it. However... Don't shoot her, please! Oh shit, fight that, let's go Takano! Beating someone with time stop's crazy. Takano immediately regained her posture and pushed me away, sending my body crashing into the pavement. Didn't see that coming, huh? Alright, another 6 shots, let's go! By the time I managed to get back up, Takano had already loaded another magazine in her handgun. Her breathing was harsh and her shoulders were drooping as she turned to face me. Round 3. How many clips does she have, man? Surely you can exhaust her time stop. Maybe. Takano stared at me with intent to kill and approached me with a blood-drenched smile on her face. I wiped the mud and sweat off from my face and clenched my fists as I ran toward Takano with not even a shred of fear in my heart. Just then, Takano's net suddenly came into view. It was stained red from scratches, and dark blood was pouring out all over her throat. Yeah, she's level 4. 5 and she would be dead already, right? Oh wait, no, it is 5 already. Shit. I mean, she was L5 in Higurashi too. Tomotate, come please. That's how she lived, right? Tomotate was like, wait, don't kill her. Let's still, like, cure her. I see, those are L5 symptoms. Miotsukushi-hen was now trapped in the nightmare, just like Kichi, Shion, and Rena before her. What can I do? It's so strong and she's already gone beyond the abyss. Is there anything that can defeat Takano's vile malediction? Apparently not. Anxiety flashed through me for a moment, but I shook it off and then raised my head to turn toward Takano. Keiichi, I'll become like you. Just like when you open Hanyu eyes, I'll show you the strength of belief in my own fate. Though Takano has lost her way, I'll grab hold of her and trade her out of this darkness. I mean, if you kinda just run away, wouldn't she just like kill herself because of L5? I guess she doesn't want to kill Takano, which is based. I also don't want her to die, so please do that. One more ta. Hit her with the... She's spamming. Alright, we're gonna end here though, because it's late. I know I'm stalling, but it also kind of works out since if next episode's the last one, I can end the week with the final episode. Otherwise it's like awkward on Thursday. Thanks for watching as always. Let's see the thrilling conclusion to the final battle. That was a really fun fight so far. You know, the Otanogi thing was like, it was kind of cool. Though I did prefer the Higurashi Mion 1v1ing him with the judo, but this was cool too, man. Takano somehow overcoming time stop is extremely base. But yeah, let's see. Obviously they're at the shrine, so other people can reach them now. And they probably hear fucking Takano spamming her pistol, so there probably is reinforcements coming. But yeah, thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next time on some more, and probably the final episode of Higurashi this arc. Later.